Welcome back to Upper Michigan Today, everybody. It is a perfect day to put your nose in a book as soon as the clock strikes 10 o'clock a.m. and Upper Michigan Today is over. That's when you can turn off your television anyway. But we're back here with Jessica Holman, the director of the Negaunee Public Library, plus Beth Gruber, the research librarian here at the Marquette Regional History Center. Now, we're upstairs in the Long-Year Research Library, really talking about kind of the differences between libraries, but not only is it National Library Week, it's also National Poetry Month as well, coming off of National Reading Month. So big couple of months to just really celebrate the power of words, the power of books, and really everything that a public library has to offer. So before we do a little tour of the space, I just want to go back to the Negaunee Public Library because you've got something going on tonight.
Yes, yeah. At 5:30 this evening, we've got a couple of poets reading from their works, Troy Graham and Gala Mallerby. That's at 5:30 at the Negaunee Public Library. Later this week, we've also got Kathleen Heidemann at 6 p.m. Wednesday, April 9th. She is reading from her new book, Caving Grounds, which is poetry about Negaunee, so that's really exciting.
Negaunee is poetry in and of itself too. I've read a couple of poems about Negaunee, I think. And also on the topic of poems, Tristan, were you my co-host last week when I said something about doing that poetry challenge, or was that somebody else?
No, I think that was someone else, but refresh me.
It was on April 1st. I committed to doing this 30-day poetry challenge.
Really?
Yes, and it's just following these prompts, answering them. I said I'd post them. I got through day one, and then prompt number 2 asked me to like really dig deep and reflect a lot, and that would have had to take a lot of like time to sit in the quiet and really do so.
I'm trying to remember.
So I'm getting there. I told you, I said I'm going to be posting all of this to my Facebook.
T, I'm gonna throw you on spot here. You told me that you actually you did poetry back in the day, so give me some poetry real quick, like a quick 10-second thing. You told me that. Remember? You don't remember? Give me something. Come on. We'll wait. Here, I won't look.
Okay, here's my poem. I thought you were my everything. It turns out it's just a seasoning on a bagel.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a haiku. It's a real short one. But
that was good.
Poems, they don't have to be long. There's so many types of poems.
It's subjective, yeah. That's a good point.
Now let me throw you on the spot. Name 4 different types of poems.
Okay, that's easy. So there is 4 different types. Well, I just named it. There's 4 different types. There you go. 4 different types. I don't know any poetry. I was in the poetry club in high school, as I told you guys off camera, for a short stint, okay? I did 2 poems. And what I didn't realize,
You write anything good? Question mark?
Yes, I did. I wrote one thing about my grandfather, and then I wrote something about my future children. Yes, and I didn't think it was going to be anything serious, but I wrote it for the class, and the teacher was like, that's really good. And then I had to present it to the school. And to my surprise, people liked it. You know, I got all the snaps, because you can't clap, so,
well, the thing about poetry is that it can be anything that you want it to be. And I bet you somewhere in the library you can find something about at least 4 different types of poems and do a little bit more research, because that's something. I mean, the research library here at the Marquette Regional History Center is going to be a little bit more region, area specific. The Negaunee Public Library, that's going to have more of a range of things. We're getting a commercial break sign, so we're going to head to one of those. But when we come back, I want to do a little walk around of what this has to offer before we get into the details of Wednesday's Senior Support Series event.